For years, one of my primary frustrations is that, in general, the white Christian church was not talking about these issues from the pulpit. They were not dealing with race. In fact, I would call some of my white friends who went to predominantly white churches and some of my black friends who went to predominantly white churches. And I would call them up and I would say, hey, did your pastor say anything about the Charleston killings? And they would say, oh yeah, we had a quick prayer. Or we didn't really say anything about it. And I said, no, so there was no sermon? How much time was spent on this? And the people who did tell me that they heard something from their pastor, it was about 30 seconds maybe that was spent on it, maybe a minute. So I was already frustrated, and I was almost to the point where I was asking myself, do white people even care that these things are happening? Now, I know that they did, but I still ask myself that question because it didn't feel like they did. So we put together a seminar that I led called Grace and Race Seminar. And it was about a 3-hour seminar that I put together. And I did it at Roswell Community Church. I think we had about 60, 70 people that came out. I was so nervous, to be honest with you. I didn't know how they would receive it. I knew some of the things that I was going to talk about. Maybe they had read in textbooks, but I was going to go into it very deeply, like slavery, Jim Crow, some of the Supreme Court decisions like the Dred Scott decision and many other decisions that literally put in place some of the behavior of people, at least it kind of licensed it. I went into it, I dug in, and I told them that this is not just Black history, this is American history. And after the seminar ended, I got a chance to speak to people, and they came up and shook my hands and hugged me and cried and asked more questions. And I said, wow, you know what, I think I'm on to something here. There are people out there who want to see us get healed racially. There are people out there that want to see racial unity. But the biggest problem is we aren't having conversations about this. But in order to have these healthy conversations, you have to create an environment that is safe. You have to create an environment with some ground rules, and you have to have a mutual level of respect. And so I said, what if I can create an environment where people could come together and share their heart and to share what we have in common, but also to share those differences and to be able to talk about this important subject called race in a very civil way, even in a very biblical way, and let's see what comes out of it. We decided we were going to do a trial run, Eagles Nest Church and Roswell Community Church. And so we decided over a 4-month period we were going to launch this movement called Conversations. And we met over people's homes. We did field trips together. We had lunch with each other. We did a little mini seminar, another one. It was phenomenal. So God is doing a great thing, and I'm so happy that I took some action. My hope for Conversations is that other churches, starting with the church leadership, the pastors, will get in small groups and get to know one another and talk about the tough, hard things and build authentic, real relationships. And then they will do the same with their churches. I'm just hoping that this will be something that other people will see and they will certainly try to emulate.